Hey guys, Mike Donahue here. I am so glad you guys are joining me today. You are the Bobcats. You're the Blue Hill Bobcats. You know me. I've walked the halls of your school. I've spoke to you several times. Thanks for allowing me to come into your classroom now or wherever you are. And we're going to chat. We're going to chat about value. We're going to have this talk. You know, Mike Donahue comes to town. He talks about intrinsic value. Kind of makes sense, but let's break it down a little bit. Let's make some sense out of this thing. So we are going to go ahead and start. Are you ready? The Valuable Mindset, Module 1. You were born valuable. Your value never changes. You were born valuable. Your valuable never changes. How true do you think that is? Let's talk about that. I want you to write down on that paper, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you really believe that? How much do you believe that you have value and that you were born with it and it does not change? We're going to watch this video. It's called The Incredible, Amazing, Wondrous You video. It basically is proof of the fact that you're valuable not because of anything you do or who your friends are or what you do on the outside to bring value in, but when you were born with incredible value.
There is a miracle that happens every time a person is born. You are that miracle. In every human body, over 37 trillion cells work together in perfect harmony. Each cell, unique in its design, yet part of something much greater. Inside you, over 60,000 miles of blood vessels wind like rivers, delivering life to every corner of your being. Your heart beats over 100,000 times a day, pumping blood filled with oxygen, crafted by the very air you breathe. And deep within your DNA, there are billions of unique combinations, crafting a sequence that will never be repeated. 100% original you. You are a one-in-a-lifetime masterpiece, an intricate dance of chemicals, energy, and spirit. From the first breath you took to every step you'll take, the world is changed by the very fact that you exist. You are rare. You are a wonder. You are valuable. No one else is exactly like you. And that is your superpower. You bring something into the world no one else can. That makes your presence inherently valuable. Your value is yours to own. It never changes. That's the incredible, amazing, wondrous you.
I love watching videos like that because it really underscores the biology, like the amazing body that we have that does incredible things. Like if you tried to like manufacture that, like, you know, when vets come home from war and they lose a limb or whatever, and they try to give them a, you know, prosthetic limb, you know, it's billions of dollars goes into that technology to try to do what my fingers are doing right now, which is really crazy when you think about it, that we were born with this unbelievable ability. And that's why we're valuable. We're valuable for a lot of reasons, but one, we're uniquely made. I mean, our bodies really are incredible. From day one, you mattered. No one else ever had your exact combination of thoughts, experiences, perspective, and potential. You bring something into this world that no one else can. I know it's easy to look around the room and compare yourself with other people because there are other humans there, but really, your unique abilities are yours. Like, they're yours. And what you think and how you feel and how you process things is really incredible if you think about it. It's unique. It's unique to your family. It's unique to your community. So believe it. You were born with value. You're born with it. Born with it. Your value is not earned. It's yours. Even if you think you are unseen or unwanted, you are important. Your value is not awarded by others. It's yours because you're breathing. Right? You're breathing. That's your proof. Proof that you're alive and proof that you're valuable is because you're breathing. Your value is intrinsic, which means it's built in. It belongs to itself. Like value is built in to the gold. You can't remove it. If my phone was solid gold and you said to me, hey, remove the value from that gold, I couldn't do it. Why? Because it's intrinsic. That's what the word intrinsic means. It means it belongs to itself. Your value is the same way. You have value because you were born with it. Nobody can take it from you. It's yours. You can't remove it from you. You're just born with it. You have it. You're stuck with it. You're stuck with your value. It's the most secure thing about you. You were born with value. No one can take it from you. My wife says this all the time, and I really like this a lot. Before people had an opinion of you, you had a purpose. Before people had an opinion, you had value. They can say what they want. They can think what they want, right? But it doesn't change the fact that you have value. You were born with it. Your value is not that fragile, right? It's not dependent on mistakes you make or you being perfect all the time or getting a straight A's, all that stuff, right? It doesn't matter. You are born with value. You have it. You can't lose it. It's the most secure thing about you, for real. I am back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Your value never changes. We have to get this through our head. We have to get this through our head. Our value does not change no matter what. So don't put it on their scale, right? Everybody wants to judge you. Everybody wants to, assign a value to you based on your performance. But we do it ourselves. We put it on a scale. We go, if we made a mistake or if we didn't get the right grade or if we didn't make the touchdown or whatever, we have this scale in our head like we're valuable if we do these things, right? Performance is a very deceptive thing because if you get into that, value-based performance, it can turn you into a little robot. Like you have to do everything perfect all the time. So let's go through this. You don't perform to be valuable. You perform out of the value you already have. Let me say that again. That's really important. You don't perform to be valuable. You perform out of the value you already have. I was in Florida one time. I walked into the Denny's parking lot to go eat. Yeah, I eat at Denny's sometimes. And there was this race car. It was Jimmy Johnson's race car. It was sitting there like they were doing some kind of promotional thing, but it was parked like it was like just pulled in, right? So it was really weird. So I was looking at it and I was talking to some guy. I'm not a NASCAR guy, so I was kind of dumb about it. But I said to this guy, I said, how much do you think this car's worth? He goes, oh, I know how much it's worth. It's worth about $300,000. It's $300,000 car sitting in the Denny's parking lot, right? And it got me thinking about people and you, right? You, me, like people that we're born with value. That race car is sitting in a Denny's parking lot. It looks ridiculous. It's out of place, right? But it's still worth $300,000. It's worth the same amount of money if it was going around a racetrack, right? If it was doing what it was built to do, it would probably be happier if you could talk to the race car and you said, hey, where do you want to be right now? I'm sure Denny's parking lot is not where that thing wants to be. It was wasn't built to be in Denny's parking lot. It was built to go around a racetrack, so it's probably happier. And I think you're happier when you're walking in your purpose, when you're doing what you're built to do, but that does not make you valuable, right? It doesn't make you valuable because you're on the track. That race car was just as valuable sitting in the Denny's parking lot. And so are you. You're just as valuable just sitting there. I don't want you to sit there. I want you to do stuff, but I want you to do stuff out of the value that you have, not to be valuable. That's really, really important. Your value never changes. Never, 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 never changes. Don't compare yourself with others. There's more to you than what people can see. So if you let them be your measuring stick, you will miss the best parts of you. Your pain, your struggles, your challenges, and how you deal with them say more about you than anyone can see from the outside looking in. So when we use people as our measuring stick for our value, they miss everything, and so do we. They miss the essence of you, right? When people looked at me when I was in Boston, Massachusetts, I was this kid who was living on my own apartment because I basically couldn't live at home. I got emancipated. I was the weird kid kind of. I mean, they looked at me and they didn't know why I wasn't living at home, right? They just saw this guy coming to school every day and half alive because of all the stuff that was going on. And I'm sure people had their opinions about me, but they never saw my struggles. They never saw what was really going on in the inside of me and what made me me. And some of the struggles and some of those things were really important because it molded me and shaped me and helped me be, who I am. So those people who were just looking on the outside and comparing me, to what they think is normal, they missed it. They missed what was really going inside of me. That's not important, really. What's important is that I don't do that, right? That I see that my struggles and my character and what's going on inside of me is deeper than what people see on the outside. And that makes me who I am, and it makes me valuable. It makes me valuable. Your value never changes, never changes. We're talking about it. Let's talk about it some more, okay? Life changes, your value does not. Life changes, your value does not. When we don't feel valuable, we don't act valuable. Sometimes when I see somebody act crazy or whatever, I think in my head, they don't know how valuable they are. If I see somebody making a bad choice with their life, I think they're walking in the value they think they have, right? And it's so important to not go by feelings, right? When you don't feel valuable, maybe some things have happened to you. Maybe your parents got a divorce. That really rocks you when your parents break up. When you find your identity in your family and all of a sudden your family is breaking up, that's real. I mean, that really messes kids up. There's a lot of data that goes with that because you find your identity in your family, and then your family comes apart, and all of a sudden you're left going, where do I fit and where's my value? And so that can mess you up. That can change things for you, right? Your feelings get really strong in those moments. And so there's an analogy I always like to use: airplanes. I'm not a pilot, but I fly a lot. And JFK Jr., he was the president's son, President Kennedy's son, crashed his airplane. I think it was in 1999. It was in the 90s. And he died. Him and his wife, sad. Him and his wife and her sister died. And basically what happened was he was in this plane flying in the clouds. He was a young pilot, and he got what they call spatial disorientation. And I didn't know what that was until a couple days later. I talked to this pilot and I said, why did JFK Jr. crash his plane? He said, I can tell you exactly why. It was because when he got in the clouds, your inner ear gets messed up when you can't see the ground. So you would swear that like you're over to the left, even though your instruments are telling you that you are flying straight. You don't believe it. You just believe your feelings, right? You just go with your feelings. And so you end up making small, basically adjustments to correct your feelings, right? And I think that's exactly what happens to us when life happens, right? Life hits us in the face, and all of a sudden we get these weird feelings about our value, that we're not valuable. And the whole time, your instruments, right? This is what we're trying to tell you, that your intrinsic value does not change. It cannot change. It stays the same. But when you feel like it doesn't, you make adjustments, right? You date somebody you shouldn't date. You begin to get lazy about school. You begin to not really care about your life. You begin to think hopeless thoughts and that you don't really matter. And those feelings take over, and all of a sudden you find yourself, making these adjustments, and it gets worse. And so I would say, don't crash the plane. Believe your instruments. Believe that you are valuable no matter what.
Aria didn't do well on her test, and to make matters worse, she also didn't get the part in the school play. She told her friends she felt sad and worthless. Her friends reminded her that her value is constant and that things that don't go well don't define her as a person. The next morning, she thought about what they said. I do have value, she thought. She decided 3 things. 1. I will study harder and ask for help when I need it, so that I can do better on my tests. 2. I will volunteer to work backstage for the play, so that I can still be involved and contribute. 3. I will try to remember that bad things that happen don't mean that I'm bad. Mistakes do not define me. My value never changes.
Okay, Blue Hill, I hope you get it now. You get it. You've got to get it that your value is inside of you. You don't chase it and bring it in, because if you try to do that, you're going to be chasing it for the rest of your life. It's like a cruel joke, right? It's like you're searching for something you already have. I remember this girl came up to me one time, and I was a youth pastor in Denver, and she walks up and she goes, there's a bunch of us hanging out, and she just throws this out. She goes, why do I keep attracting all these bad guys? Apparently she had a boyfriend that she just broke up with, and she had a string of boyfriends that didn't treat her very well. So she said, why do I keep attracting these bad guys? And my friends were trying to give her advice, and they were like, someday you'll meet the right guy. And so I just looked at her and I said, no, it's you. You're the issue. And she goes, you don't even know me. I go, I don't need to answer that question. You attract what you respect. You attract what you respect. You're attracting these bad guys because you don't like yourself. If you valued and respected you, those guys they wouldn't get near you. They would know not to even try to date you because you have too much self-respect. That's the issue. The issue is you knowing your value and you walking in that value, and you end up attracting people that see that value and want to be a part of that value. And so I hope today was helpful to you, and keep it up. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. We'll be down there again next month. We have a whole new subject. If you need to get a hold of us, watch our podcasts, get on our website, check us out, and get on our Instagram. It's My Value Up. It's My Value Up. And just stay in touch. Stay in touch. Stay in touch, Blue Hill. All right. See you later. Bye.